What's up? I am a tall blonde man and welcome to my channel. Oh, I'm gonna close this window. Cool. So today I got a good story for you. It's one I've been waiting to say for a while and I always tell my friends. I think it's just so funny what happened to me. When I was back in college, I had gone to a job fair like every collegiate student does, and I was going through all the interviews and there was a lot of people in different majors that were more business forward and my degree was more just media focused. So I went to this job fair and I went through all of these people and none of them were looking for people with my major. Side note, my first job fair, I did wear fake glasses. I had stumbled across this lovely company called Textron. So in my head I'm like, okay, this seems like it could be anything really. They were saying, so do you know anything about Textron? And I was like, no. And they were like, so we, at Textron, we make anything from drones, helicopters, and lawnmowers, which will be another story after this for part dos. But so I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, this is not up my alley. They sell military vehicles and weapons and stuff. And which they were kind of just playing it off though, it's just surveillance drones. I found out that was different later on in the interview, but sorry to spoil it. But I talked to the woman and then I got a call back for coming to interview the next day. And I talked to the guy and the more I learned about the position, they kind of wanted someone to do marketing for their drone division. And it was surveillance drones, but then the guy mentioned unarmed and armed drones and I was like, okay, this is just weird. So anyways, it was the only one I got though, so I was just desperate senior college student, everyone's telling me you need a job, and I'm just like, okay, fine, I will go interview with this company. So anyways, I get a call back the day after the second interview and they want me to fly out to Maryland for another interview. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure. So they fly me out. It was my first time flying alone and it was the worst turbulence I've ever experienced on a plane, so I was scared shitless. So I get to Maryland, they rent me a car, a really nice car. So I say, hi, I'm Ryan, I'm picking up a car, and they're like, okay, here you go. And I'm like, okay. And it's just kind of weird because it was the first time that everything as you're going through it is planned out for you. So I end up driving 40 minutes somewhere and we are at a really nice hotel. The room is made to sleep 6 and it's just me. And I call my mom and I'm just like, I have way too much room over here. And so they have a private drink hour and a private food and snack hour. I meet another girl who's interviewing at this free drinks and mingle time. And we decided to go to Texas Roadhouse that night. So that was kind of fun. So anyways, I wake up the next morning and they are giving us the rundown of the company. And yep, so we're a militarized helicopter and drone surveillance, militarized and drone boats, everything. And I'm just what? Is this all normal for you guys? Just wanting to talk to everybody. They're going around and this girl's
oh, do you have drones in China? Because I speak Mandarin.
And she even raised her hand to say that. So I was just I am out of my league. So I continue going through the interview. They cater lunch, and then after they did the breakdown, they're like, by the way, you need really high government clearance to do this. And I was just like, okay. And it takes about 4 months to get cleared. And I'm like, okay. Now I'm thinking in my head of how do I tell my family that I am I feel I'm Tony Stark in Iron Man when he's launches these tank grenades and then presents to the clients look at these weapons. I feel that was gonna be me. And so I go to the interview and I interview the guy who was from college and university I graduated from. I'm like, oh my gosh, I might actually get this. And then I sit down and they messed up the times or something in the actual interviews, and I was supposed to have a half hour each. I ended up doing 45-15, and the woman just goes okay, I don't have a lot of time. And this whole time, mind you, like, I'm thinking they're gonna like tell me like, it was just the marketing people. So I was like, they're gonna like say like their strategy, how they market drones, what the fuck they want to do. They did not say it. And then the woman who ends up being like the head of the marketing program is like, how would you market our drones? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, how do you just take someone from some like university who like studied media and think they're gonna have an answer for you to say, oh yes, I would go right to Canada, and I would go and tell them like, hey, we have these things, they have these features, almost like sell it like a car. So I actually froze because I didn't know what the heck to say, and he was just like very unimpressed. And yeah, then they're like, okay, we're gonna go tour the facility. And so I was like, okay. At this point, like knowing I'm probably not gonna get this job and I'm stuck in Maryland after this interview that I don't want to be at anymore. But I was like, yeah, it might be kind of cool to check out some of the, like the stuff that goes on at these kinds of jobs. And they give us a tour, they're like, oh look, they have a boat in. And it's just like a drone boat that they use in war, which is not funny. And then I saw the drones, I saw the drone catchers, which are just a big net that goes out like psh, like that, and then the drones catch it, or like the nets catch the drones just like a net. I'm like, you've built drones, yet you haven't thought of a way to land them except just catching them in a net. And they're like, okay, we're gonna take you to the industrial park, and then they're gonna show you like where the offices are. So the offices look like basic cubicle vanilla walls, and like vanilla, like I'm okay with vanilla walls clearly, but like do a pop of green in there, or like pink or white. Don't just have, and this is like not the good vanilla they had. They had like light, like an off-white, like everything was off-white in cubicles. So I was just like, okay. And then like, mind you, the ground shakes every day because they're testing bombs. Okay. Then they drove us back. They're like, sorry, we know some of you like have to get a flight tonight. I'm like, yeah, I do, at like 6:30. And they drop us off from the industrial park at like 5:40. Did not end up getting the interview. But the next year at the job fair, I went back to them and I said, hi, I interviewed for your drone division. Do you have any other opportunities? And they're like, yes, we do have one at our lawnmower division. And that is what part 2 will be about.